which is really what Boxer's strength was, and to a large extent what Savior's strength was. And that's really what set these guys apart, what made them such dominant and fulfilled StarCraft players, was the fact that they just were unpredictable. You just didn't know what they were going to be able to produce, how quickly they were going to be able to produce it. And when you have that level of unpredictability, that is really an asset. And it looks like this Corsair is going to take down this Overlord, another Overlord put down right in this place. And those Scourge are quickly going to convince him to make haste out of Savior's base. It looks like, by the way, while I was going on that diatribe, that Aspire and the Hydra Stem were going down from Savior. So we're going to see, I would imagine, some type of Mutalisk and Lurker combination in response to what Kingdom is doing. Kingdom has a fairly decent number of Zealots out on the field, and is sending them in the direction of Savior's base. It looks like he is going to be more than prepared for this, though. They are speed upgraded, too, so some speed lots coming in from Kingdom. And I do not know, without a sunken colony, whether or not, but he does have a pretty strong SimCity, whether or not he's going to be able to affect any change. And it looks like, Kingdom, it looked like had a good angle to try and sneak by, but gives that up. It looks like there's plenty of defense there, honestly, though. And these Scourge, oh, wow, that was super close. I thought those Scourge were going to pick off that Corsair. And he's not out of the woods yet. Those Scourge are in hot pursuit. I think they're going to actually end up taking those. But now we have Archons actually produced, which I would have to imagine are going to be trying to counter the Mutalisks that Kingdom has to know are coming at this point. And that Corsair is still being microed around for dear life. And the Archon is, in fact, following up these Zealots now. So now we have both on the field, but Lurkers are out on the field for Savior. And that is a big deal, because there is no type of detection anywhere for our dear friend Kingdom. And with no detection, these Lurkers are going to be kind of a problem. And it looks like Savior has opted to take this time to push out of his base. We're going to have a little bit of a confrontation here, and those Lurkers are obviously going to take their fill. It looks like, with those Lurkers out on the map, our Kingdom is going to have to retreat briefly until he can get some type of observation going on. And it looks like Savior has also expanded at this point, and I don't believe that Kingdom saw that on his way out. And oh wow, and this force that Savior has been able to amass is really taking it to Kingdom, just gradually pushing him around on this map. And it looks like those Zerglings are going to trap this Zealot. I do not know if that Zealot actually saw the expansion. I'd have to imagine he did. Maybe he was trying to hide that Zealot so that, to try and fool Savior into believing that he had not. But at this point, Kingdom is really kind of in a little bit of trouble here, as those Lings stream by his offensive forces on the way to his base. Without any type of detection, he's really going to have a tough time. And it looks like he does have an observatory up, so now we can expect him to have some detection for these Lurkers. And if he can get this Lurker, oh wow, careless by Savior, allowing that Lurker to be just sniped out in the open. And it looks like, but the Lings are going to run by here, and they're going to try and assassinate these Templar. It looks like those Lings did go down in very quick form, however, so I'm not sure if he was very successful with that attack at all, despite managing to get by. And looks like he's gotten the Queen's Nest down, is already teching the Hive. So Savior with a relatively aggressive build here, I'd have to say, but it seems to be playing extremely well, has already taken an additional base. It looks like he's going to send more Lurkers by to try and take out these temples in the back. And if he manages to do this, I don't know that how aware Kingdom is that this is happening. Okay, he does see this now with his ground force. So it looks like, oh yes, a nice move by Kingdom. He does have the Observer out there, so he's going to be able to take out those Lurkers. And it looks like he's also going to be trying to take out these Lings. We have some additional Zealots coming in. He's easily going to be able to clean up this force that's outside this temple. This tactic is not going to work for Savior. But at the same time, Savior safely managed to secure that additional expansion, and at this point is working off 4 bases. It looks like we're going to have another confrontation here in the middle of the map. Nice Psystorm from the Kingdom. Very excellent play here, and it looks like he's going to be able to clean up these Lurkers. These Lings are managing to take down this Archon, however, and the Zealots are gradually being pushed back. Just not enough units. Oh, but a brilliant Storm comes out and takes down several more Lings. An Archon being morphed in the middle of the map, leaving Savior with only 2 Zerglings to try and clean up. Very, very solid and exciting matchup so far. It looks like the gate explosion is taking place in Kingdom's base. He's really going to start trying to macro up here and produce as many units as possible, but at the same time, Hive Tech is complete for Savior, and he is going to be looking to get some crackling upgrades going very soon to try and just overwhelm his Protoss opponent, and has still not given up on the idea of taking out these temples in the back of Kingdom's base. But here we have another confrontation. It looks like it's going to go down. Another Psy Storm and additional harassment. But those lings aren't going to go down. But those temples are now destroyed in the back of Kingdom's base. And Kingdom, it looks like, is completely oblivious to this fact. It looks like he is not in any way defending the rear of his base and is just now approaching Savior's temples. This is horrible. He is going to suffer all kinds of losses. These lurkers are going to burrow right next to the expansion and right next to these cannons, and are going to do significant damage. Oh, they're going to take out all of the cannons. The observatory, if that observatory goes down, he's going to have no defense against these lurkers. At the same time, streaming lings into Kingdom's base, and I just don't think that Kingdom has anything to defend against this accurately. Those lings just smoking that Nexus in short shift, and a stream of additional lings coming in, all of them upgraded, are just going to make short work of these cannons, and at this point I believe that Kingdom has in fact lost this game, and I hesitate to bring it all down to builds, because, you know, that's just unfair. Obviously, Savior played an extremely good game, and DT dropping now. Savior sees it coming a mile away. This is not going to be particularly successful. It looks like he is going to have, oh wow, an additional DT being dropped. But I mean, there are overlords prepared for this. Their speed upgraded. These DTs are not going to do a whole hell of a lot. And at the same time, the Kingdom's expansion has been taken down. His natural expansion has been taken down. His rear expansion has been taken down. He is just in a world of trouble. Savior has control over all of the rest of the map, and Kingdom GG's. There you have it. We have Savior coming out pretty much in very, very solid form. Kingdom put up a decent fight there, but again, you know, in a situation where you have a matchup that's just so becoming, you know, the Protoss build against Zerg is just becoming so stale that I feel as though you're gonna see more and more limited success until you know, somebody starts really picking it up in terms of their Protoss versus Zerg play. I honestly think that you know, maybe we're going to see a transition to Sair Reaver more commonly. You know, but I mean, this Bisu build that was developed to combat Zerg is really starting to fall by the wayside. Anyway, GG. I enjoyed it. I hope that you did as well. This has been Weapons Left. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.